and you're able to grow that business and you pay the amount of attention to it and treat it seriously. And a lot of your businesses are really successful. So you look at it and you say to yourself, well, how am I going to get it bigger? Usually there's a floor, but there's also usually a ceiling on your business, and usually you hit your ceiling not by time, not by resources. It's being a combination of all of it. You may need, and that bug that you were trying to get away is right back here. You may find yourself trying to expand your business, but you've come up against the wall of time and the amount of people that you have to work with. So you look for an avenue to do that. You do that by getting coaches, and the way you get coaches is you have to find people who are fully integrated first of all. They have to be all in the program. They have to believe in the program, what it is that you're offering, the solutions, the goals, all of those all together. And I know most of you have had that kind of success, but if you don't have somebody who's fully integrated as a client, it's going to be difficult to get them as a coach. Naturally offer the health coach opportunity. Take your time in finding the right spot. One of the fears that we'll talk about a little later is finding the right time to be able to ask, are you willing to be a health coach? So many times, especially if you know them and they are in your inner circle, you may find it difficult because you're a little nervous that they're going to think that you're pitching a business thing and, hey, I thought we were friends. But this is an opportunity for you, and you need to explore it when you can. And teach others how to do it once you get them. You never want to just say, now you're a health coach, look at me, I was successful. You will be too. You want to be involved in the whole process. Set goals and create strategies with your team, and make it fun and exciting. It's not something that you want to bore people with as far as the mundane part of this business, which is getting your product and waiting for it to arrive. There's a lot of things in between that you can do with them and about them to make them more interested so that they are more interested in their own clients. Where do you find them? You find them everywhere, and we all know this. Everybody has a relationship with somebody, and maybe they got you to be a coach, maybe you were going to get them to be a coach, but the relationship, the circuit that you have is something that you can draw upon. In a warm market where you've got people going to health clubs, you've got people exploring the idea of TSFL or some other avenue that has to do with positive thinking, positive outcomes of health, you might find this market to be very, very achievable for you and something that you want to get, you want to work towards. Clients, sometimes they make the best coaches. Not always, by the way, because there may be a client that is just doing the program because they just want weight loss and they're ready to move on. But certainly clients are a pool of people that you're going to work with and might be your easiest go-to as you start to develop your coaches. And then there are people, believe it or not, who like to cold call. And they want to do it in a cold market. And the reason they do is, most people don't. Most people don't. Your total available market is much, much bigger in the cold call market, but it takes a little moxie to go out there and make phone calls or to go to somebody that you don't know. You don't want to set up a little table in front of Bonds and sell Girl Scout cookies, that kind of atmosphere. But you do want to go, if you can, and approach people maybe through somebody introduces you, and don't be afraid to explore that cold market as well. And then there's the specialty niches that everybody has, organizations, clubs, your church, your school, those things that you're already fully participating in may find themselves being interested to hear what you have to say and be a coach.
Yeah, we call those your circle of influence. And is anyone familiar with that term, circle of influence? Okay, so those are the groups that you have where you already have some credibility, right? So with your family, maybe with another job that you have, maybe with your church. And I recommend that you have at least 5 circle of influences, okay? Because that's going to give you their friends and their friends and their friends, and it makes it much easier because then you don't have to earn their trust as quickly because you become recommended by them.
So as you look at your circle of influences and your different groups that you might be able to get involved with, warm and cold markets and clients, some people are still going to have apprehension about going out and getting coaches. And now I'm talking to our own coaches, and they know who they are. Concepts and fears of doing the program with somebody that maybe you're afraid to talk to about it, it can get in the way. It can be an obstacle, but it doesn't have to be. You need to think back about the reason you got involved into the program yourself, maybe why you became a coach yourself. Take the time out to take a deep breath and go ahead and put yourself in a position to be successful with the people that you might have a little apprehension because maybe you don't know them so well, or maybe you know them very well, and you want to make sure that you overcome that fear. A lack of confidence. Confidence grows with success. If you don't get out there and do it, certainly you're never going to have success. But have a little faith in yourself. Treat yourself a little kindly in this regard. A lot of people find themselves saying, I don't know if I can do it. But the majority of you, because in fact you are successful, you can do it and you have done it. A lack of understanding of the program. I think we all understand that one. Anybody here can take 5 minutes to write down what it is that they do as their entire business, and probably 5 seconds to write out what it is that they do as far as the understanding of the business. A lack of skills, as we talked about, and I think Dr. Schwartz mentioned it, you don't have to be a medical a nurse practitioner or a physician in order to do this job. So, but there are people who say, what am I going to do when they say I have diabetes medicine? Well, there's coaches, there's resources, there's people for that too. So there's other places for you to go to get that information. Have the confidence that you can get the resources if you don't have them yourself. Strategizing is important, but some people don't have a strategy. They just go in and it's ready, fire, aim, and that can be a little dangerous. So you want to make sure that you have a strategy and you plan out your path as to how it's going to go, not just if it goes well, but what happens when it doesn't go so well. And then the lack of action. Some people will do all of these things and say, I'm ready to go, but they actually don't. This is getting off your couch and saying, okay, it's time for me to do something about it. And this is something that will get in your way, but you can overcome.